Hey, this is Jim McDonald back with the max effort portion of the Never Enough DVD. Thing to know about this is not one session. This is actually a number of sessions in which I pulled a number of different lifts, and were actual max effort workouts to give examples of the variety of different things that are possible under a conjugate system on a max effort bench press day. So keep that in mind as you watch. This is all raw. The shirted portions are actually in other parts of the DVD. So even in 2008, we were concerned about people understanding raw strength versus shirted strength. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, another thing is that here is one of the original shirts, one of the original ST shirts that's actually in this video. So enjoy this, give me some likes and shares. I would certainly appreciate that. Subscribe to this channel if you are not already, and look for the next section coming soon.
Here you're seeing some max effort raw benching. Full range of motion. Steve Zaretsky with 315. Max effort work is done once a week. We go as heavy as possible. Typically working to a 1 rep max. You can also go to a 2 or 3 rep max. That's Ryan Higgins with 365 pounds with double. Here you see him go up to 395. Ryan has benched over 600 pounds in competition.
Here we go, big man! All right. Coming up! Left. Got it.
A very strong lockout to get that one. That one almost came to a dead stop on him. Max effort work will vary from week to week. It is very rare that we do full range of motion raw pressing. Here you see Steve Zaretsky, who switched to the carpet press. He's got about 435 pounds on there. The carpet makes things a lot easier on the joints. If you're a person who runs into tweaking your pec or your shoulder and stuff like that, then you're definitely going to want to try out the carpet press. Big Jim Sheffield there. Big Jim has benched 672 in competition. Here's Big Roy. Big Roy has benched 771, I believe, in competition. Big Roy has a ton of raw strength. It's 5 plates right there, just kind of tossing around. He goes for 545. Can't quite lock it out. Sometimes after heavy max effort work, or instead of max effort work, we'll hit some rep work.
12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, buddy.
See Big Roy knocks out 315 for 15 reps. He's done that for as many as 30 reps before in training.
Go, Big Roy.
Here you're seeing some board presses. This is a staple of ours that we use, but we also we don't typically do as much raw board work as some other powerlifting gyms in the country. If we're doing board work, it's normally in a shirt. And here you see they're using chains on there also, which just makes the exercise that much harder. It's got to stop and start again, and you have the chains on there. Here's Steve Zaretsky pausing on the board, driving it up. You want to try to touch somewhat low on the board. Keep your elbows tucked, just as if you're doing a regular bench. This is a floor press with chains. This exercise we'll typically do sets of 3. As the weight gets heavy, we'll switch to 1 rep. And we typically load the chains on over and over and over again until you miss. This is Dalen Ronda, a lifter that comes in and trains with us every once in a while from Diablo Barbell. floor press, you're going to want to tuck your elbows, rest on the floor for just a split second, and then drive that weight back up. This is Ryan Higgins doing the same exercise on a different day. We've used as many as 20 chains, 10 chains per each side. But what we found is you're better off with a little bit more bar weight. When you have too much chain on there, you don't have enough bar weight on there. Here's another floor press. This is without chains. This is Ryan Spencer. He's pretty new to our gym. He's a USAPL lifter. This is actually his first night even trying a floor press. So he's just learning them right here on the fly. This here is Mini Juan. See how his fists are behind his elbows slightly. That's going to work your arms a lot more than if they were even. If your wrist and the barbell and your elbow all in the same alignment, it's not going to work your triceps as much. Ooh, a big slap from Big Roy. That'll wake Juan up. This is a chain bench. I got about 3 or 4 chains on there. Looks like Juan had a blowout in his nose. Got some napkins stuffed up there or something. Here's Big Roy, 3 plates, 5 chains per side. Each chain's 20 pounds. You do the math. There he goes, cranking out a couple reps. We typically use, I'd say, about 3 or 4 different exercises for max effort work. Off of those 3 or 4 different exercises, we will change them up with either the amount of reps that we use, chains, bands, or straight weight. So for example, we might take a 2-board press with 5 chains per side 1 week, and a couple weeks later when we get back to that exercise of a 2-board, we might utilize bands instead.
If this goes bad, delete it. Please.
The chains are accommodating resistance, making the weight much harder to the top. They're deloading on the ground as you go down towards your chest.
Okay.
A lousy liftoff right there, but doesn't affect Big Roy at all. Guy's got some brutal strength.
Out, 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 out. Release. Come on now. Come on. Come on.
Here's Juan with 275,
Come on.
5 chains per side.
1, 2, 3. Out.
Big Roy with 365 pounds. Notice how he drops that weight down in there real fast. He's just trying to get the thing over with because you got all that chain weight catching up to you as you press upward.
Nice.
Juan has recently built up his raw strength quite a bit, and it should result in some big PRs for him coming up soon. And he's got 405 on there and some chains.